On to my story on why we are all here today. In 23 days, we are embarking on a year-long journey to raise awareness and fund for prostate cancer and schizophrenia. I intend to cycle over 11,000 miles, approximately 300 miles with 2 days off a week, and the only trips home to continue my cancer treatment and to attend Katie's daughter's wedding. Katie will leave my SAG support in the truck pulling the camper, which we will stay in each night. And so how did this 11,000 mile cycle journey around all the exterior United States come about? It's a combination of a lifelong dream to cycle around the country with circumstances that led me to want to make a difference supporting prostate cancer and schizophrenia causes. Stage 4 prostate cancer. Katie and I married in the late fall of 2017, and being the persistent person that she is,
It's nicer than saying nay, thank you.
she pestered me about having a physical because at the age of 53, that was a thing to do. Thought she could. I felt great, was physically active with the history of being in sports, weight training, playing hockey, and I felt great. Well, I didn't really feel the need to see the doctor. I did so anyway. Mainly I went, as I knew if I didn't, Katie would keep pestering me. So I went and got my physical. One of the tests they took was a PSA test. I had never had my PSA tested before, and I didn't even know what it was. So it was all new to me. I was quite surprised when the doctor called and informed me my PSA was elevated. PSA is prostate-specific antigen. Normal is 0 to 4, mine was over 13. He recommended seeing a urologist, and my daughter Jenna was a nurse practitioner in urology, so I arranged to see the doctor she worked for, Dr. Faya. When I saw him, he kindly educated me that most men that get prostate cancer don't get the aggressive kind, and it's usually very treatable. But some young men get an aggressive version. Katie and I were both rather stunned because we were not expecting to hear the cancer word. I felt great, newly married. I found it to be utterly impossible to think I had cancer. Dr. Faya recommended a biopsy of the prostate that confirmed that I had aggressive prostate cancer. I chose a radical prostatectomy done in March of 2018 with the hopes that it would be a cure. Unfortunately, my PSA never went to undetectable, which meant that the cancer had escaped the prostate. We went to UCLA for a clinical trial PET scan, not yet available at Mayo. They discovered the cancer in a lymph node. Suddenly, my cancer was stage 4. My reaction to the cancer diagnosis was kind of the catchy country song, Tim McGraw, Live Like You're Dying, right? The bull named Fu Manchu, go fishing with your dad and stuff. So just live like you're dying. So I decided to go for my dreams. I decided to go for my dream job, which is being a postmaster in a small town up north. And I put in and got the postmaster job in Park Rapids. And I'd only been the postmaster for a short time. And we had only been in our new home for 2 weeks when it was time to leave right after Christmas for the next cancer adventure. Dealing with the cancerous lymph node and all the cancer seen and unseen. The 7 weeks of daily radiation of my pelvis and stomach at Mayo, supervised by Dr. Stish, that was also on Lupron, the hormone therapy that takes away testosterone, as testosterone feeds prostate cancer, simultaneously for 6 months. This temporarily stalled the cancer. In 2020, 2021, during COVID, that fun time that we all went through. My PSA began rapidly doubling each month. That's when the PET scans found multiple bone and lymph node metastasis. My treatment was supervised by Dr. Kwan at Mayo. But I also had chemo at Minnesota Oncology, so I could continue to work and drive back and forth between my home and Minnesota Oncology in Maplewood. The oncologist at Minnesota Oncology told me that studies were showing that I could have a 250% survival benefit if I exercised 60 minutes a day, 6 days a week. And my mindset when I heard that was that I was absolutely going to get that 250%. I was already active, biking with Katie when she did her Ironman training, and running some. I thought this is a doable goal and something I could actually do that was in my control, as much of cancer is out of our control. I took to biking, running, and continuing the strength training, but now I did it to improve my survival. I admit there were times when I felt pretty ill, and it was really hard to climb onto that bike. But each time that I did exercise, I felt great, and I was happy that I did it. I was also put back on Lupron, which I had throughout chemo, and I'm on to this day. Because Lupron takes away testosterone, it affects many areas of your life, including your energy level, making you fatigued, and it has a negative impact on bone density. So the exercise I do helps that too. Benny's story. A few months into chemo treatments, I got the phone call that no parent ever wants to get, that my son Benny had died of suicide. It was only after his death that we learned that he had been diagnosed with schizophrenia and had gone off his meds. We found out after his death that he had gone off his meds due to the distasteful side effects of the meds. Turning internally, I spent much time during those last weeks of chemo thinking and praying. It was during that time that I decided I wanted to do something special with my life to make a difference. I wanted to honor not just the life I've been given, but Benny's as well. In talking with Katie, we discussed how I could follow one of my dreams of cycling around all the exterior states while also raising awareness and funds for prostate cancer and schizophrenia.